Imagine walking in the woods. You hear birds chirping and wind rustling through the trees. You see sunlight spattered on the ground. You smell damp leaves underfoot and wood rot. What would you say if I told you there was an imperceptible network of communication going on in the woods? When I heard about this, I wanted to know more. So I researched and I learned that plants communicate through messages and sounds. Most of this communication is with other plants and animals. The primary way that plants communicate is by sending chemical messages to communicate with their environment. They emit volatile chemical signals to survive. In a 2012 article published by the Oxford University Press, research associate professor in evolutionary ecology, Professor Monica Gagliano, wrote, "We now know, for example, that when attacked, plants cry for help by producing volatiles that attract carnivorous enemies of the attacking herbivores." What she means by that is that plants defend themselves by making volatile chemical compounds, specifically targeted to the animal that's eating them. So, for example, if a certain species of beetle is attracted to a damaged plant, that plant will emit a chemical specifically targeting that type of beetle, and it will repel the beetle. So you can think of that chemical compound as sort of like a nasty cocktail. And so that makes the plant taste bad to the beetle stops eating the plant, and the plant is more likely to survive the damage that it sustained. Predators also adapted to these chemical messages. They associate the chemicals with food. So, for example, with the same beetle, birds nearby may sense this chemical compound and associate that with free lunch. So the bird responds to the chemical signal and arrives to the plant and eats the beetles, and that helps the plant. Plants respond to chemical messages as well. A message from one plant under attack may alert nearby plants so that they can prepare their defense. Responding plants may change their metabolism so they too taste bad to that particular type of predator. Now that we have looked at the ways plants communicate through chemical messages, let's review how they communicate through sound. Plants make sounds to communicate with their environments as well. How do plants make sound? It's not completely known, but the theory is that plants vibrate at the cellular level, and when each cell is vibrating at the same pitch, that makes the sound louder and travel further. So there are two theories on why plants make sounds. The first theory is that the sounds that plants make are just a byproduct of physiological processes. So that theory claims that the sounds are only physically produced by chance and that they're not deliberate. For example, when you drink a soda and eventually your body may release that air and cause you to burp, sometimes that burp makes a sound, but there's no purpose or function to that. The second theory on why plants make sounds is that plants evolved to make sounds to survive. So a researcher from Tel Aviv University, Itzhak Kite, and his co-authors used the example that plants may emit sounds in response to being attacked by caterpillars. Animals that eat caterpillars, like bats, for example, could use these sounds to prey on the caterpillars, thereby assisting the plant. Sounds are another way of alerting plants of nearby danger, like drought or fire or predators. Plants respond to sounds. Certain flowers sense that bees are nearby. So they can sense the sound that the bees' wings make when they're flying, and it makes that buzzing sound. So when they sense that bees are nearby, they make more pollen, or they release more pollen. And other flowers respond to the sounds of pollinators by increasing their sugar, concentrating the nectar, and that will attract the pollinators as well. Also, humans cannot hear the plants. Humans have a capability of hearing in sound frequency range from 20 hertz up to 20,000 hertz. And the sounds that plants make are in the supersonic range, which means that they make very high-pitched sounds that are well above the 20,000 hertz that humans can perceive by hearing. So that's outside of our capability of hearing, and that's why plants seem silent to us. As we've reviewed today, plants are anything but silent. They communicate with their environment through chemicals and sounds. Though we cannot see or hear communication among plants, next time you walk into the woods, think about the web of chemical signals and supersonic sounds all around you as plants go about their business like a bustling city center.